What's up? Dennis here, Analog Archives. Today, we're going to do our top 10 essential thrash records. So, no Big Four, but we're going to do a Big Four bonus. Or maybe we'll do Big Four first.
Yeah, you want to do the big four first?
Yeah. We got Sektor here.
In the house,
Going to be helping me out on this one.
I got my top 10, he's got his. They're pretty different, actually. Only a few of the same.
What we got jamming is some ARG in the back. You can't hear
You can't hear it, though.
it. I don't know why. This new computer, the mic doesn't pick
Well,
up anything.
Windows 11's got some crazy noise-canceling shit, and I wasn't able to figure it out.
It's reindeer metal.
Not
Forgot
sure
where
what that means.
These guys are, I thought these guys were from Poland, but I could be wrong. They could be like Czech or something. I couldn't remember. Oh, yeah, it's not going to tell me. Ancient Rotten Graveguards is the name, by the way. Not sure what the fuck that means. Recorded. It's like no fucking... Finland. Never mind, I was way off.
No, I mean, I don't know about way, but...
Yeah, well, Finland. So. Yeah, killer, man. If you guys haven't heard this, really good. Like brutal thrash type of stuff. Killer shit. Definitely check them out if you haven't heard them. Kind of got lost in the mix, I think, with thrash back in the day. But anyways, we're doing this top 10 because I did my other 10 essential death metal records, so I kind of want to go down the line and do different genres or subgenres, I guess. So this will be thrash, and it won't have like any super obscure stuff. And by essential, you know, if you watch the first video, it doesn't necessarily mean it's our favorite records by these bands.
Right, something that I think everybody who listens to metal would be able to get into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll have you start it off, though, because you got the number one.
But yeah, we just opened these two. They're the Optimums 2024 Sierra Nevada. I think it's a triple IPA. Yeah, triple IPA. So I had a
Not
few of
bad
these.
at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a triple IPA. It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth for a triple.
I think it's like 12% too. So
Sheesh.
yeah, it's definitely got a really good flavor to it. Anyways, without further ado, these aren't in like super order, but I kind of put them in order. Or
It's kind of same what I did.
what are we gonna do? You want to do
I would say, or you want to do the top, or
Big Four? We're
first.
doing our favorite Big Four records. Essential.
Not favorite, but
Oh, sorry,
essential. Some of
essential.
them are our favorites.
Yeah.
But let's kick it off. Metallica, Kill 'Em All. You can't go wrong with that one. I think everybody knows that, honestly. Maybe not as popular as some of the other albums, but probably the best album they ever put out, and it still has amazing sound to this day. Every song on this thing is crazy. I mean, you got Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, Motor Breath. I could name all the songs and they'd all be a good one. You know what I mean? This is as essential as it gets, pretty much. For me, at least.
Yeah. So I'll say I'm picking the same record. I'm not gonna. Obviously, it's Kill 'Em All. It's essential fucking thrash record. 83 on this. But yeah, man.
One of the
fucking
first thrash
Paramore,
albums I
Seek
ever
and
listened
Destroy,
to.
Four Horsemen. And this is when they didn't look like fucking rock stars.
It's when they weren't rock stars quite yet.
Yeah, this is a OG Megaforce too. But yeah, this is my pick for essential Big Four records. I don't know if they play a lot of. They probably play Seek and Destroy and maybe Jump in the Fire. I don't know.
I don't know
Whiplash,
if they
maybe?
play that stuff anymore. I think maybe like Seek and Destroy. I think that's a big track for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of. I don't like his voice nowadays. Anyways, it just sounds like he's trying to sing all the time,
Yeah.
which is cool if you guys like that stuff. Or, I don't know. I just want to hear him sing normally. I don't need him to try to
He hasn't-
pronunciate everything and Seek and
He
Destroy.
hasn't been thrash since fucking Injustice.
Yeah, that's probably the last good record for me.
But
I feel like Metallica is one of those bands that a lot of people grew up with, whether it was in the 80s or 90s and maybe even the 2000s. Whereas a band like people want to like their records, so they'll find anything good about anything new
yeah,
coming out. To
I
be
could
like,
see that.
oh man, this is their best record since And Justice or whatever, and it's like, dude, why? Just listen to And Justice. Why do you gotta buy this new shit that sounds like crap? Like, like it has overused like generic riffs. I don't know, man. It's just
The production on those new albums is what
That's
kills
what-
me the
it's-
most, honestly. It's
it
like
is what it
super
is,
overproduced, but some people like that. So if that's your cup of tea, I'm
I could
I'm
see,
not
like,
hating.
like people just getting into it. Like that would be a cool thing, but just go listen to the old
You're
stuff.
gonna see on my list that there's not much with like super high production. The big four have probably the highest production for us
All right.
on these.
I guess I'll go with Anthrax. Not a big Anthrax fan, but if I had to pick one, be Spreading the Disease. Probably my favorite Anthrax record. I think this is essential because it's when Joey Belladonna got in the band and they were still had that like kind of heavy metal, like let's like be a thrash band. Like you can tell, like every song's like really well written. Armed and Dangerous, Aftershock, Medusa, Madhouse, that's a killer song. Lone Justice Rules, AIR.
Lone Justice is probably my favorite track off that one.
Yeah, it's really got really good double bass. I like this sticker too. Give the gift.
All
of,
those stickers are awesome.
give the gift of metal. For 1984.
Got like 20
when this
stickers
come out,
on the front of
85
it.
or some shit. I don't know.
Not.
Okay, but yeah, for me this is, and I like the inside has
Yeah,
like,
that's
the
sick
fucking
artwork too.
Charlie Benanti, fucking goofy shit. I mean, right here you could tell like they were getting like way more into like hardcore and stuff, and then yeah, obviously SOD blew up, and yeah, what do you got?
For me, I actually love Anthrax. I couldn't say anything bad about them, except their later albums kind of suck. But Among the Living and Spreading the Disease are really good. And what's the other one? Fucking.
I don't know, that one with like that weird
It's
like
got the dude punching through his face.
oh, Fistful of Metal.
Fistful of
Yeah, I
Metal.
like Fistful.
That's a
of Metal.
badass album
like
too. No Belladonna on that album though. This one is my favorite. I just grew up with this album, you know what I mean? It's something I always listen to on my iPod or my MP3 or whatever. Fucking I like Anthrax. It's definitely like kind of, you don't got to take them super seriously, you know what I mean? It leads up to SOD, so they're a cool band though. I dig them.
Yeah.
Love Anthrax. I don't know about Big Four though. I think one of the bands we're gonna mention is gonna be more Big Four worthy.
Could be. My Megadeth pick is Killing Is My Business, and business is good, y'all. Yeah, man. This record, when I first heard it, just fucking blew me away. I was like, fuck, dude, this record's so unique. It still doesn't sound like anything else that's come out.
I think the only thing that sounds similar is probably Kill 'Em All.
Yeah,
Similar.
but this is like a way different version. But yeah, man, love this record. Always been my favorite. Has a really dark sound to it.
And I also love this album.
You're picking this one too?
No, I got another one.
Oh, okay. What are you picking?
No, I thought you grabbed these cells.
Spoiler
Well,
alert.
Peace sells, I would say. Who's buying? I don't know. Fucking A, this album kills, man. This shit is a ripper. Same thing, I used to listen to it when I was a kid, when I was skating and shit, you know. Fucking angsty years, so that's kind of like why I like this album. I don't know, I don't even think I like it more than the other one. I just think it's more essential. I think more people, it would appeal to more people right off the bat, you know what I mean? It's the first album I listened to from them, and it's definitely killer. It's got Holy Wars, or it doesn't have Holy Wars, huh?
No, that's the next record.
No, it's got Devil's Island though, and Wake Up Dead, The Conjuring, fucking Peace Sells is probably the classic song on this one. Like fucking classic thrash anthem.
Yeah.
Can't fucking go wrong with that one. Peace Sells.
That's a great record. I just think the first one's just more of an essential thrash record, even in the.
It's hard for me to say because I almost went with Ride the Lightning for Metallica as well, just because it seems like almost a little more accessible, but Kill 'Em All was the first I listened to, and I was bumping that shit all the time, so it's more essential to me as well.
Yep. And then our Slayer pick, I think we both just picked Rain and Blood. I mean,
I had to. Like, I like Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits a little bit better, but I think this one would appeal to the masses for sure. It does appeal to the masses.
I like
and
it.
it's a fucking great album.
it's a killer
It's
record.
a ripper, man.
Production is crushing. It's just a completely different Slayer than Show No Mercy to Hell Awaits. It's a completely different sound. More of a kind of a punk
Way
sound.
in your face,
Yeah.
you know, fast.
Yep.
Very fast. That's what they were going for.
Yeah, and it's a badass record. I think it's like, what, 27 minutes or 28 minutes? So
Yeah.
25 minutes?
Not the longest runtime, but it's a fucking ripper all the way through.
Yeah, and that's when Rick Rubin got a hold of these guys and was like, gonna give you some good production on this, guys.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
yeah,
the production is up to notch.
fucking in-your-face fucking crushing shit that but this is definitely easily, I could just pick the first 4 Slayer records and almost get rid of the rest. I mean, that's, for me, Slayer's definitely number 1 in the top 4 for me in the big
Yeah,
band.
I would say so too. Slayer is fucking the best band out of all those guys. I like Megadeth too. I think
Yeah.
Megadeth is easily the second.
Yeah,
Megadeth,
I think Megadeth
has
a
more
really
good albums than
Yeah.
Metallica does.
True. All right, well, that's our big 4 pick. Let
Those
us
are
know
the
what you
4.
guys think down below. But don't pick the Black Album, please.
Please don't.
All right, you want to go first with your top 10?
Our number 1 is
essential.
going to be exactly the same, so I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, no, I'm
actually.
not doing it that way.
You're not doing
No,
it
I'm
that
gonna
way. All right, we ain't doing it in order. We're just throwing them up. I'm gonna go with Venom, Welcome to Hell. My dad would disagree and say this is a black metal album. I would say it's a thrash metal album, straight up, in your face. It did inspire everything that became black metal, but it also inspired thrash metal. This is like one of the most influential metal albums of all time. And every song is a fucking crazy fucking ripper with crazy satanic lyrics. Like, this shit is crazy. Fucking inspired pretty much everything Slayer did and shit like that. I mean, of course, there's guys like Black Sabbath that those guys harken back to and shit like that, but Venom's one of the big ones in reinventing the wheel with the sound. And I think fucking all the songs on this shit are sick. And Live Like an Angel, Die Like a Devil, probably my favorite. 1,000 Days in Sodom, really dope. Angel Dust, In League with Satan. Some fucking crazy tracks on that one.
Really, really catchy record, for sure. Love that record. Yeah, I don't consider it thrash, but I get where you're coming from. Definitely influenced a lot of thrash bands. For me, it's always been like a first wave black metal, new wave of British heavy metal band. Just a heavier version of like Motorhead or Angel Witch or something.
Right,
like
and
that.
I almost threw Motorhead in here too. For the sake of heavy metal, I did not.
Yeah.
But Venom, I would have to say, it's always kind of been a thrash thing to me. I always played it in my thrash playlists and shit like that. It's another thing I grew up listening to.
Yeah, me
Fucking-
too.
It didn't go in with my black metal shit, that's for sure.
All right, for me, starting on my top 10, I'm going with Violence, Eternal Nightmare from the Bay Area.
It's a killer one.
Yeah, but this is just an essential thrash record, and and I'll get some flack on Sean Killian's vocals.
His vocals aren't my favorite either, but I think the riffs honestly make up for everything.
Yeah, I think his vocals just
The
add to the atmosphere. of the
Instrumentals
record.
on this album are top notch for sure.
Yeah, I mean this album just goes fucking balls to the wall, man. Every song on here is just a thrash song. There's no like
And the lyrics are
filler.
sick.
Yeah, and
He's actually got good lyrics.
yeah, man. Bodies on Bodies, Kill on Command, fucking Calling in the Corner. Might be my favorite song, Serial Killer.
Yeah, Serial Killer's
Eternal
badass,
Nightmare.
man. Eternal Nightmare is also a really good track.
Yeah. That's cool. Fucking Rob Flynn has a homemade fuck off shirt. Why does that look like it's done with like electrical tape? Dude, where'd you get that fuck off shirt? Ah, man, I made it at home. Ah, you should make more, dude. I'll take one. I'll give you like $12 for that shit. But yeah, just fucking crazy fucking ripper of a fucking thrash record. So yeah, saw those guys many times, and they always put on a fucking killer show too.
You saw a sneak preview of what I was about to bring up. It's that Testament, The Legacy. I always got to mention that. This is one of my favorite thrash albums of all time, and I think it's very essential.
Great record.
Fucking Over the Wall, Burnt Offerings, Curse of the Legions of Death, Raging Waters, man. Like, crazy fucking songs on this guy. Crazy Bay Area thrash. This shit's a ripper, man. Gotta check it. If you haven't heard it, I mean, I'm sure you have if you're fucking watching my Pops channel over here. But this one's a killer, man. Testament, The Legacy, absolutely essential. Absolutely one of my favorite thrash records.
Yeah, just a banger. Love that record as well. Up next, I think these guys are from fucking Jersey. Fucking Whiplash,
These
Power
guys
and Pain.
are fucking dope.
If you saw my stream a couple of weeks ago with Jeff, one of my all-time favorite records.
I love that album as well. I only didn't put it as essential just because maybe it's a little obscure, but it is essential, absolutely.
Stage Dive, Red Bomb, Last Man Alive, Message in Blood, and all these songs you can sing to. Fucking Nailed to the Cross.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Stirring the
Man.
Cauldron, just fucking bangers. Yep, again, like the Whiplash, the album never lets up. There's no slow songs. It's just pure fucking thrash. You could tell by the way that guy's getting his fucking head vice gripped.
Giant robot just crushing your skull, your
What?
bald ass head, man.
Guy's like fucking his hands like twice the size of his head too. But,
Big
yeah.
robot.
And it looked like this like fucking bodybuilder on Venice Beach just got his head crushed because he's not wearing a shirt. Who knows what the fuck's going on here? But Power and Pain, man, Power and Pain, fucking up there, essential for me.
For sure. I would say it's an honorable mention for me, and honestly, might as well be essential, but I just couldn't put more than 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well,
we got a bunch of honorable mentions, so
of course we do.
get ready for that. Gonna go with Sodom, Agent Orange. This is my favorite Sodom album. Fucking badass album, and I think it probably does have the highest production quality going into like the thrash metal sound, you know what I mean? It's kind of a switch up from the previous album. The previous album was really thrashy, but it had like a lot of black metal elements to it still. This one pretty much shed all of the black metal elements and is basically a straight up in your face thrash album.
So full.
All crazy war lyrics and stuff like that, which is pretty unique to this band actually. Not a lot of thrash bands like have lyrics about real wars and stuff like that, but really good songs. Agent Orange, Tired and Red, Remember the Fallen, Magic Dragon, Oscar Bombed. Like, there's some crazy fucking songs on that one. And yes, Oscar Bombed, the fucking German song, is hella dope too. Oh, it's not in German, but it's got a German name. Fucking cool ass album cover, cool ass band. My favorite and the most essential, in my opinion, of the albums.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go Persecution Mania for me.
Almost just as good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love Agent Orange too, but this one, what he was saying, I like the evilness that this still has. It still carries
Has a
over.
bit of a black metal element to
still
it. Just a
carries
bit,
over
though.
From Obsessed by Cruelty a little bit, and I really like fucking the way that this Nuclear Winter's a banger. Electrocution, Iron Fist,
Christ
Covered.
Passion, dude. Like, in the middle of that, when it goes into that crazy riff, that's a good ass one.
Enchanted Land, Persecution Mania. Yeah, dude. All these songs are just rippers. Conjuration. Just a badass fucking record that sounds still evil, but it gets thrashy too. But yeah, man, just a fucking banger of a record.
You could tell they were heading toward the military shit because he's still
Yeah.
got an M16 in his hand and shit.
That was their attempt at a mascot, I guess. Gas mask guy.
He's pretty cool looking, actually. Compared to a lot of masks, compared to Anthrax's mascot.
Yeah.
I'm going with Destruction, Infernal Overkill for my next one. This is a fucking crazy album. I like the next album, but I think this one is a little bit better. I just like the songs a little bit better, and I listened to it first, so that's kind of the thing for me. A lot of these albums I did listen to first, and I think they do appeal to more people just because of that, you know what I mean? It's like they were the popular albums, so that's what I went into. This isn't necessarily popular, but fucking I would say it's absolutely essential and it's absolutely a ripper. And anybody who knows Destruction knows that.
Yeah, this is actually in my my 10 as well. Invincible Force, fucking Death Trap, Tormentor. I really like this record. It sounds like them trying to play like fucking Show No Mercy or
Yeah,
like,
it's got that raw sound to it.
but it's like it just comes out different. Like you hear a lot of like the same riffs, especially like the song. Is it Tormentor on Show No Mercy? I can hear like that.
Yeah.
Like cryonics and stuff, and they mix that kind of stuff into this album, which is really cool. But it doesn't sound like Slayer, but it has like those elements to Show No Mercy. But
It does. It's kind of got that. It even reminds me of Kill 'Em All too, with that raw sound that it has to it. Because I like Eternal fucking Devastation, but
yeah, I love that record.
it
too.
has like cleaner production for sure. And I still like it a lot, but I think this one is probably more essential to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that one's more essential to the masses, but I'm gonna go with what works for me this
Yeah,
time.
I think this is essential fucking thrash metal. German thrash. Alright. That was my pick, I guess.
That was both of our picks.
Yep.
I'll go again though. We got the Death Angel, Ultraviolence. I love this album. I think it's like really good front to back. The riffs on this shit are insane. Thrashers, probably, I don't know. Voracious Souls, Kill Is One, fucking Final Death. There's some really good tracks. Maybe a few tracks that aren't quite as good, but the riffs absolutely make up for it. The riffs are just top notch on this guy. Guitar playing is just fucking top of the line. Guitarist is Gus Pippa.
Yeah. I like how it doesn't sound like... It sounds like unique. And I
It
think
does.
that's why I think we're picking a lot of these records for Essential, because they're unique to the scene. It's not like it's the same old stuff. So, all right, my next pick is from Canada, man. Might be a little bit of a shocker for you guys. Infernal Majesty, None Shall Defy.
I would have
Man.
picked that if it wasn't so obscure. I think it's absolutely essential, but it's kind of out there, you
For
know?
me, this kind of bridges like the thrash to death metal. Like it has like death metal like guitars and like rhythms and stuff, but then the vocals are thrash. I mean, it's heavy thrash, but
I think it's got a lot of thrash elements, mostly thrash elements to it. It does have some blueprint for death metal in there, and they do become more death metal-y in their next albums, for sure.
plus, you know, you get this rad photo session where they just post the whole thing all over the back of the record.
Yeah, they got a lot of photos.
Like, oh, this is gonna sell the record. No, that's keeping people from buying the record. dude.
Honestly, I think the cover is keeping more people from
Right.
buying the record.
Another bad mascot. See, like, this would have just been fine for... Look at this guy's hair, man. Why do you think that was... I don't know, man. It's Canada. What are you going to do? But, yeah, man. Songs on here. Overlord. Fucking R.I.P. Night of
Night of the
Living
Living Dead,
fucking,
man.
Fucking that song by itself. SOS.
SOS is really
Yeah,
cool, too.
None Shall Defy. Skeletons in the
Anthology of
Closet.
Death, it might be my favorite on there.
That's a killer song, too. And, yeah, Path of the Psycho is a killer song. Just a fucking 100%. Every song's a banger. Fucking
I agree.
Heavy
It's
as
a
fuck.
fucking great album.
Definitely essential. Check this one out.
I get to have a top 20 because he's got fucking essential albums too.
Alright, go ahead.
I'm going with Creator, Endless Pain next. I like Endless Pain a little bit more than Pleasure to Kill. For whatever reason, I think it's just the way they're playing. It's a little more constructed, you know what I mean? I think it has a little bit better of a sound, and I really love the fucking artwork. I love the artwork on both of them, actually. Fucking Endless Pain, Total Death, Storm of the Beast, I mean, every song's fucking killer, man. Fucking, you get Flag of Hate again, but that's the only fucking song you'll get from old albums. This shit is fucking killer, though. Always gotta check Creator. I like every Creator album, almost. Like, fucking... They didn't start getting bad until, like, very recently. Creator's put out a lot of good albums, man. rock solid band, absolutely an essential thrash album, and an essential band in general. You gotta check Creator if you haven't. Of course you have, though.
Great band, for sure. All right, I'm going up next. Another one from Canada. I'm going Sacrifice, Forward into Termination, man. Or Forward to Termination. Yeah, man, every song on this, just a, God, dude.
It's a ripper, man.
Like,
I do think
again,
it is a step above Torment in Hell because of just the way they're playing. Torment and Fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it has more of a, definitely it's more thought out, where Torment's more of just a, kind of a, almost a demo record, where this is just, they bring so much more into this record, like different riffs and stuff, and everything's just gets heavier, which is so fucking killer, man. Forward to Termination, Terror Strikes, Reanimation, Afterlife's Killer, Flames of Armageddon, Cyanide. Yeah, every song on this, The Entity, that song's fucking sick. Yeah, man, you could tell these guys are definitely at the top of the.
And I love that album art too. It's all over the place. That shit is actually sick looking.
Fucking Eagle Man over here. I don't know.
Eagle Man with gas mask face and fucking wires and shit. Shit's looking pretty cool.
Yep. I have no idea what the fuck is going on, but
yours is cut too. They use this on the radio?
I don't know. It's just a promo. I have another copy somewhere.
I have one too. It's a good ass album though, for sure. I would say it's essential. I would say it's better than Torment and Fire just a little bit. I like Torment and Fire too, and I would also say that's essential, but it ain't on my list.
I mean, this is our opinion on essential. Like, is that my favorite Sacrifice album? Yes, but I mean, there's other albums I picked that aren't my favorites. So I think that's just an essential thrash record, for sure. Like, going through like all the 80s stuff, it definitely stands out above all the other shit. And you guys can write a list, let me know what your guys is.
Oh yeah, leave some comments, let us know what you like. I mean, I haven't heard everything. Pull out some fucking obscure shit. I'll check it out, man. Anyways, next up, Sepultura, Beneath the Remains. You probably already knew that was gonna be on my list. It's on my t-shirt. Fucking badass album. I love Sepultura. I also like Schizophrenia a lot. Those are, I mean, they're almost equal to me, you know what I mean? Schizophrenia might even be a little bit thrashier, but I think this one might be a little bit more essential. And it's, the album art always sells me on these fucking albums, man. This album art is fucking sick. Fucking dope ass songs. Fucking definitely a fucking banger all the way through. Fucking Sadistic Existence is a fucking sick ass song, man.
Great record.
Primitive Future. There's some fucking, it's kind of, it's almost a sleeper, but people know Sepultura, I feel like.
Yeah, I think like anybody at least would know
Arise and stuff like that.
I think like Beneath the Remains, Arise, and what's the one after that? Roots.
Yeah, Roots. Roots is
sucks.
pretty popular, but it's not my favorite.
Alright, going back to the United States for this one. Overkill, Fill the Fire.
Very close to making my list. Very, very close.
Yeah, man. I love this record. I heard this when it came out. And yeah, dude. Raise the Dead, Rotten to the Core.
Rotten to the Core is like, it's an essential song for sure.
Hammerhead with the fucking double bass. Fill the Fire. Blood and Iron. Again, super catchy fucking thrashy songs. I mean, it's almost bordering on speed metal. I could see that, but I consider this a thrash record. The next record totally went way more thrash.
Yeah.
What's that one called?
Taking Over?
Taking Over.
Taking Over might be my favorite album, but I think this one might be a bit more essential.
More essential. Yeah, killer fucking record. Every song's a banger. Definitely essential fucking thrash record for me.
Razor, Violent Restitution. I gotta put Razor on any of my lists for thrash metal. Razor's one of my favorite bands of all time. Fucking just, I like all the albums. I think this one might be the most accessible. That's why I picked it. I like Shotgun Justice probably better than this album, but I think this one is, it would appeal to more people. Also, Evil Invaders might have topped this one on appeal to the people, you know what I mean? But Martial Arts, Hypertension, Taste the Floor, like, you can't name a bad song on this album. We were just jamming this, and
Fucking
I was
heavy as
banging
shit.
my fucking head, man. Shit's killer, fucking great album, absolutely essential. Any Razor album is pretty much essential.
Yeah.
So check them out, man.
Razor. That's a fucking badass record. Alright. Up next, I have one back, California, going Dark Angel. Darkness Descends, man.
Great album.
Yep.
The intro to this album kills like most intros.
Yeah. Fucking Darkness Descends, The Burning of Sodom, fucking. That song fucking flushes. Hunger of the Undead, Merciless Death.
And some really dark lyrics, too.
Yeah. Death is Certain, Life is Not, Black Prophecies, Perish in Flames. Just fucking killer fucking record all the way through. I like the second record too. I think this is just more of an essential thrash record. Leave Scars. I like the other one too. Time Does Not Heal.
Yeah. I like
mean,
Leave
just-
Scars a little bit better,
Just
I think.
fucking. I think their discography. I mean, from their first record all the way to fucking Time Does Not Heal is fucking. Everything's fucking great, but this one definitely stands out. It's heavy and fast and in your face all the way through again. I mean, the only like slow song is Black Prophecies, but it's fucking heavy as shit. Don Dottie's just killing it on this. Fucking just snarling vocals.
Yeah.
Fucking
Almost, it's bordering death metal-ish,
Hoglin,
you know?
Hoglin's fucking going ape shit on the drums. Just fucking badass fucking record. Definitely essential for me.
I'm pulling out my obscure pick, and Dad's wearing the fucking t-shirt, so it ain't no fucking surprise. But Sacrilege BC, Party with God. I have to go with it. This is what I was listening to when I was a fucking youngin', so it's essential for me. It may not be essential for, well, I think it is essential for everybody, but maybe not everybody has heard of this one. So check out Party with God. Every song is fucking dope. Fucking Fun with Napalm, Crucified, fucking Asmaroth, Born of Hell. Judge Death might be my favorite song. Cancer is really good too. Like, all these fucking songs rip, man. Weird, kind of crazy fucking collage album cover. I actually really like that one. Fucking Backside, that's what Pop's got on his shirt right now. Shit's dope, man. Can't go wrong with this album.
Yeah,
and I think
fucking
it's
rules.
essential.
Yeah, that's really good. Not a bad song on that record. All right, up next, my pick from this band, Creator, Pleasure to Kill.
And it had to be in here. You know that.
This album just is fucking 100%.
Like
balls
I
to the
said,
wall again,
Endless
man.
Pain might be this much above this album for me, but Pleasure to Kill, I don't know, Pleasure to Kill might be more essential, but I felt like mixing that up, you know? I
Death
like
is
the
Your
other one a
Savior,
bit more.
Pleasure to Kill, Ripping Corpse, Riot of Violence. Oh man, the songs on this, again, just super catchy. Fucking Pestilence, Carrion, fucking Command of the Blade, and Under the Guillotine. Oh my god, dude. Every song just go again, man.
The guitars on this are just raw, man.
Fucking destroys. But yeah, definitely my favorite Creator record. And it's essential, but it is my
Absolutely.
favorite for sure. All right, I think this is our last one. We both have
Last
it,
essential.
and we're going Exodus Bonabupper.
Number one. It should be a fucking. It should replace Anthrax in the top four, the big four. You know what I mean?
Just on this record alone.
Yeah, I mean, even no
Just go play
Exodus
Bond
in
by
general.
Blood.
I mean, fucking even with Sousa, Exodus is sick.
Yeah. But this record, yeah, man, this is like what thrash metal's
It's
about.
absolutely one of the most essential thrash albums.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Piranha, fucking Deliver Us to Evil.
It's right up there with fucking Kill 'Em All.
Strike
You know what
of
I
the
mean?
Beast, fucking, and it was supposed to come out before.
That's the thing. It's up there with Kill 'Em All and Hella
Haunted by
Waits and
Blood,
fucking Rain and
Exodus.
Blood. So it's kind of. It should
No
be top
Love,
four.
and then there was none. Every song on there is just, and it the way the record like goes from fast to like heavy songs, I really like that. And fucking, of course, we gotta mention fucking Bailoff, dude.
Rest in peace
yeah.
to Bailoff.
I mean, he just goes fucking ape singing those songs, and live, man, again, he just fucking carries that fucking
It's a
band.
thrash icon.
Yeah, so yeah, that's our top 10 essential. And now we'll just sink into some honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions that are still essential.
Yeah, I like these records a lot. They just didn't make the cut
Exactly.
for one reason or another, or just because there was no room. And we'll start with the UK with Onslaught.
Badass.
Force, man, my favorite UK thrash record, Let There Be Death. Metal Forces.
Yup.
Fight with the
And
Beast.
it's got a little bit of a new wave of British heavy metal tint to it, and also a bit of a black metal tint to it, and then it's got thrash in there. So I really like this album. It mixes like everything I kind of like.
And they on the first record they were way more like a crust band, like
Yeah.
crust, Power from Hell.
Power from Hell is badass, man. And I love that artwork. I think this artwork is fucking lame compared to Power
I
from
don't know.
Hell.
Let's just put a pentagram, dude. I don't know what to draw. Yeah, Flame of the Antichrist, Contract and Blood, Thrash Till the Death. It's killer, man. You know, the artwork from Power from Hell actually came from Creepy magazine.
I could see that.
Except there was other guys like around him. Well,
Almost looks like some Wrightson artwork.
yeah, I think it was a Mexican artist, Pablo something. I can't remember right
Oh, I think I know the guy.
Yeah. All right, up next we got Possessed.
Beyond the Gates.
Beyond the Gates.
And there's the gate opening.
Ah!
That's sick, man.
Yeah, dude. Fucking this record just fucking rips. And this record got no love when it came out.
And
Nobody,
it's
everybody
might be because
wanted-
they kind of switched up.
everybody wanted Seven Churches Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's
And-
like Seven Churches was like death metal, black metal, and this is like way more thrash.
This is like total thrash record. Just fucking killer record though, dude. Heretic, Tribulation, March to Die, Phantasm.
Phantasm is like the
No
sickest
Will
song.
to Live, Beyond the Gates, and Beast of the Apocalypse.
Dogfight. I like
Seance.
Dogfight a lot.
I like every song on this.
Yeah, it's a
just
fucking good-ass
really,
album.
really good record. But it's a record that I think you need
I think
to
that
listen to.
gatefold is fucking sick though, actually.
Yeah, but they put like that weird art inside, that like weird like.
Yeah, it's like just like mountains or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, when I open this, it's gonna be great. No, it just has like these weird floating Jawas.
That's what's beyond the gates.
floating Jawas. Or maybe those are the things from Phantasm.
Oh, that's pretty sick though. Actually, I like
yeah,
that
that's
part.
a little guy,
I
little-
actually think that's cool.
little tree man.
Who is that? Fucking Seagrave?
No, Repka.
Oh, it's Repka.
I always like this photo too of the fucking. Dude, take that photo of fucking me.
Yeah, the
me
badass
on my
car.
on my Camaro, dude. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I agree. Sick photo.
Yeah, really good fucking record. You can tell fucking Combat spent a lot on this record. To
Yeah,
fucking,
anything on combat, sick.
I mean, to fucking put this
Yeah,
gatefold
that
together for
gatefold
this,
is crazy.
that's got to be expensive. All right, up next.
Let's go, fucking Exhumer. Possessed by Fire. Fucking good ass album. And essential, but maybe not as well known as some of the other bands, you know what I mean? Some of the other bands you'll know right off the bat. You ain't gonna know Exhumer right off the bat unless you're a real thrasher.
Yeah, and again, this has that black metal edge to it. But then they went on to just be a pure thrash band after this.
Yeah,
Kinda like Creator
Rising
did.
from
And
the
they're-
Sea.
Yeah, right.
Rising from the Sea is a really good album.
Yeah, I like that record too. It's a killer record. I like that record more than this, but I think this would be.
I
theirs.
like this record a little bit more. It has some rip-off Slayer riffs, I'm not gonna lie, but it is badass.
Yeah. Rising has Slayer rip-off riffs too, but more German. We got more Germany. Death Row Riders.
Fucking
too.
love this album. It almost made my fucking top, honestly.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's a ripper.
I really like these lines. It's like,
Random.
dude, what do you want to put? I don't know.
Let's fill up some of this space.
And then, let's get our photo in the fucking junkyard. But yeah, man, this fucking record. I love this record too. Winds of Death, Satan's Gift, Riders of Doom, Hell's Ascent, Spider Attack, Slaughtered's sick,
That fucking album kills, man.
Violent Omen, Dark Tales, and Sam Hain. Yeah, they were called Sam Hain before they were Death Row.
Mm-hmm. Before the other Sam Hain.
There was a lot of Sam Hains. Up next, going back to U.S.
Another one that almost made my 10. I fucking love this album, man. This shit is like shredding. The guitars on this shit are insane.
Yeah.
Fucking definitely some new wave of British heavy metal influence on that guy, but like at the same time maybe some punk influence.
Oh yeah, you could definitely hear some crossover stuff in this. I mean, it's very punchy and fucking almost
It's very in your face.
borderline death metal style. Very brutal thrash. Henchman. Fucking
Really cool
Pirates Night.
mix of genres, I think. Pirates Night is fucking awesome,
Yeah,
man.
ritually abused fucking sick song. Yeah, just a fucking great fucking record. Definitely check it out if you haven't heard it. Alright, this was he picked,
I went with Beneath the Remains.
and I'm going with Schizophrenia for my pick. I think,
Almost just as good.
Yeah.
And maybe a thrashier album, in my opinion.
yeah, I think this is just, it has that raw edge still from Morbid Visions. But it's, yeah, man, this record's really
And I love the
fucking
cover.
killer.
I
Yeah,
like all the
that
covers,
guy.
but this one's a little goofier than most.
Right? But I like I like how this album sounds. It just
Yeah, it's really got a
screams from
thrashy
the
sound
fucking
to it.
Shadows, Septic, Schizo.
Troops of
Rest
Doom.
Yeah, dude.
Troops of Doom is
Uh,
probably top track for me.
Oh, they redid that one. Yeah, Escape to the Void, I think, is my favorite. To the Wall and Escape to the Void are my favorite ones on here. Just really, really fucking killer shit. But yeah, man, Sepultura, Schizophrenia, check it out.
Absolutely.
All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Oh yeah, almost death metal here.
We got some Incubus,
Serpent Temptation. I love this album. I
Yeah,
have this
man.
album as well.
This record is heavy as shit.
Oproborium is their new name.
Yeah, and this was on Brutal Records. Brutal. And they're
Brutal.
not lying, man. This shit's brutal.
Yes.
Yeah, man. These guys are originally from Rio de Janeiro,
Yeah.
and they moved
South
to
America.
Florida. But you could hear the Brazil's fucking influence, Battle Armageddon. This record, like the riffs on this are just heavy. Sadistic Sinner, Voices from the Grave, Blaspheming Prophets, Serpent Temptation, Underground Killers. Yeah, man, just fucking killer shit. And yeah, I think this band's Christian. If I remember correctly, I think they had like Christian lyrics, which is kind of lame, but whatever. Still a great fucking record. All right, up next we have. Oh man, I love this record. Pestilence, Malus Maleficarum. I remember when this record came out, listening to it, I'm like, God damn, this shit's fucking heavy for what it was or what was coming out at the time. And I think this came out kind of like in '88 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but obviously they went on to become more of a death metal band, where this is more like thrash, and you could maybe say it's death thrash or brutal thrash. I always just considered it thrash when I first heard it. Wasn't like, oh, that's death metal or whatever. It always just struck me as a thrash record. The fucking Anthropomorphia, Parasite's fucking sick. Subordinate, The Domination, Extreme Unction, yeah, Chemotherapy. Oh my god, that with Bacterial Surgery, those two songs, fucking just pummels, man, pummels. All right, up next we got another Bay Area banger, Blind Illusion. Always love this record. It's super fucking catchy and just fucking a great thrash record. Obviously, it's got Les Claypool from fucking Primus. Well, it's got two guys from Primus, I guess, if you want to say that. Larry Lalonde from Possessed that went into Blind Illusion, and then Les Claypool. That was always in the band. So, but yeah, man. Sane Asylum, Blood Shower. Song fucking rules. Vengeance is Mine. It's awesome.
This album fucking kicks it.
Death Noise.
Kicks your fucking face in.
Smash the Crystal.
Badass album.
Metamorphosis of a Monster.
The guitar riffs on this album are above most fucking thrash bands. In my opinion, it's almost like it's speed metal-ish in a sense, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really technical, actually.
Yeah, it has a lot of technical parts, but not like boring technical. It's like
No.
technical that makes the song better, if that makes sense. And then we have got to talk about some Rigor Mortis from
course.
Texas. Again, just
almost made my 10.
Just a ripper, dude. Like, this record, like, there was nothing that sounded like this when it came out. Welcome to Your Funeral, Demons, Bodily Dismemberment, Condemned to Hell, Wizard of Gore, Shroud of Gloom, Dying Pain, Vampire Reanimator.
The only reason I didn't choose
Slow
that
Death.
for one of my essentials is because you might not have heard of it. It's kind of obscure, but it's actually, like, it is essential for sure.
Yeah, it's a fucking killer record. Again, I don't know, like, essential? Probably not, but it's definitely in, like, the realm of classic fucking thrash records.
Yeah, if you like thrash, it's essential.
Yeah, but what? I thought you had a different one over there. Oh, you have a cassette.
I got Exhorter, Slaughter in the Vatican. That's a fucking good-ass album. Not quite essential, but it's better than Pantera, and it's got that same sound to it, and I actually really like Pantera. So this is fucking dope-ass album, actually. Dad's shaking his head. He hates Pantera. Fucking Death in Vain, Homicide, Desecration, fucking Legions of Death. This fucking songs are sick, man. It's just basically better Pantera. If you like Pantera, Pantera kind of took their sound from these guys.
They totally took their sound.
So, yeah, absolutely check out Exhorter, and that's one of the more lesser-known ones.
Yeah, we picked some kind of, and you guys are gonna be like, that's not obscure, but
Well, of course.
I mean,
to metal fans, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Anybody who knows metal might know this stuff, but people who don't fucking listen to metal all the time, they ain't gonna know what the fuck Exhorter is.
Right.
They'll know Metallica.
be like, I like Pantera. You ever heard Exhorter?
Yeah. And then I'll pull out, last but not least, Demolition Hammer, Tortured Existence. Probably the hardest fucking album that I've chosen. Most death metal influence. It's got, like, it's just, like, fucking insane, this album. It's really, like, hardcore. 44 caliber, Brain Surgery, Neanderthal, Gelid Remains, Crippling Velocity.
Even the song titles
Yeah, the
are
song
fucking
titles
heavy
are
as
just
fuck.
brutal, man.
Gelid Remains.
Infectious Hospital Waste. I mean,
gelled or jellied?
Gelid.
Gelid. What the fuck is gelid?
I don't.
Between jellied and
Fucking
gelled.
like, I figure like a cube, like a Jello cube of like a human body or something. But infectious hospital waste might
Some
be the
fucking
best.
kills.
44 caliber, Brain Surgery, and infectious hospital waste. It's kind of a toss up for me. But this is like a fucking like insane album. Really hardcore, probably some of the hardest
Yeah,
thrash.
fucking, and let's not forget the guy's shorts on the back.
Oh yeah, man, and he's pulling them up too.
He's like, hey, check this out. I think he's got that shirt I always wanted too. That fucking splatter movie shirt with like that blood coming off of it. I can't tell, but yeah, man, so fucking good. Heavy as fuck. Like, these guys are just like, we're just gonna fucking go hard as fuck. And you see these guys in concert, they go fucking hard. The second record is even harder than this,
Yeah.
but this is thrash here. I would say this is, if anyone says, give me an essential Demolition Hammer, or brutal thrash, essential brutal thrash record, this is going to be it. So, heavy as fuck. And killer. But that's what we got, man. Put your guys' list down in the comments. Let us know if we missed something. I'm sure we did, but
Always. I've always missed something. I was digging through my Pops records and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this album? Shit, man.
yeah.
So,
I mean, there's so many good records.
mention what you got and we'll fucking check it out.
It's essential for us, but might not be essential for somebody else. But I think we pretty much got like the big essential records. And first four, that varies with people. I'm sure they're going to pick Master of Puppets. And,
Right.
I think
Right,
Peace
the
Cells.
Lightning is
Maybe
probably
not
up there.
Peace Cells. Maybe, what's that one called?
Rust in Peace,
Yeah,
maybe?
Rust in Peace. I
Rust in
think
Peace is
people-
really good. Maybe a little overproduced.
I don't know how thrash it is, but
I
and then
like
I think among
I
the
like
living,
Holy Wars, though. That's like one of my favorite
Holy
tracks.
Wars is one of the
It's
best.
like one of my
fucking-
favorite Megadeth
yeah,
songs.
It's really good, great song. But and I think among the living will probably be everybody's Anthrax favorite for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty popular album, and it's something that I just kind of grew up with, so that's why I like it so
Yeah,
much.
so we kind of picked some different stuff just for us thinking it's essential. Like Kill 'Em All's like essential, man.
Yeah,
like,
I mean
that's-
you can't deny that.
I mean, for me, I mean, it's not favorite, and I think people think Master of Puppets is their favorite. It's not essential.
Right.
But anyways, that's all we got. Let us know. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.